And welcome back, and happy birthday to Jacob, who asked me yesterday, which means you got it in time, for a birthday request. You wanted adult Naruto, so we're looking at peak Naruto with access to Baryon mode if he needs to go into it, versus Pernida Parnkgjas, aka the, if I'm looking at that right, left arm of the Soul King, and Starwater C, the Compulsionary. Naruto, we know Naruto at this point. He is Naruto Uzumaki. He was the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, became Hokage, married Hinata, had two kids, and now we have Boruto. He was the strongest Hokage, probably the strongest ninja bar none at that point, except for maybe Sasuke. Then he lost Kurama, unfortunately, when using Baryon mode to try to stop Ishiki. Now, even without Kurama, he still has God knows how large of a chakra is. They're capable of spamming shadow clones up the yin yang. He has access to all 5 elements, plus the elements that each tail beast theoretically has access to. So we did have access to magnet release, and lava release, and boil release. And yin yang release as well. And because there's Hashirama cells used into it to regenerate his arm, it's theorized he might have some access to wood release, but that's never proven. He also has a 6th pass form, but we almost never see it anymore. Seriously, we almost never see this form anymore. Even when he went into his 6th pass, because I've always stated that even though adult Naruto is technically the strongest with Baryon mode, that's not peak Naruto. Peak Naruto is the 6th pass form you see at the beginning of his fight with Madara, where Jubidara, as we call him and Sasuke, because he had access to Truth Seeker orbs. Adult Naruto doesn't have access to that, even with 6th pass chakra, which sucks. I don't understand why he couldn't. That's something I've never understood, why he just loses the 6th pass of this Truth Seeker orbs. They're just gone now. I don't know if that's ever explained. You know what? I'm going to Google that right now, because that has always bugged me. Frankly, he should not have lost those. Why did Naruto lose his Truth Seeker? Okay, why did he lose them? Not being able to regenerate Truth Seeker is pure spam speculation. The fact is, we know Naruto still has 6th pass mode. But we have not seen him use. But that's the problem, is that we've seen as far as we know, he went into 6th pass mode against freaking Ishiki, or was it Jigen or Ishiki at that point? Either way, he should have been in that mode to begin with. He used them for combat, but he can never lose it. Then why? If that's the case, I'm calling bullshit right now, because he's clearly lost them. Otherwise, you should be using them in a fight against a superior foe like Ishiki. Can you tell I get pissed off a little bit at writing here? Can you tell that Kishimoto clearly didn't explain something clearly enough to the audience? Because, I don't know, I'm probably getting way too heated about this. But this is just such a, you would think this is not a major issue. But the fact of the matter is the Truth Seeker orbs could, in theory, theoretically obliterate anyone who doesn't have 6th pass chakra, or the 10 tails inside of them. So, now, to be fair, Ishiki does have a technique that allows him to shrink inanimate objects. So in defense, that might not have been the best move to use, but they just never explained why well. Sasuke still has his Rinnegan. That's 6th pass chakra that was put in there. So he's still using his 6th pass abilities. So is this kind of like Ultimate Gohan, where because Gohan stopped training for so long, he actually lost the ability to go into that form for a while? Is it like that Naruto got so out of practice for a little bit, he actually lost the ability to access that power? Because if that's not the case, then I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Because you had multiple opportunities against really powerful foes that were threatening everyone to use them. Delta, Momoshiki, Jigen/Ishiki. I'm just saying. That's a big, big glaring hole in the entirety of the Toneri. So the big glaring hole, not just in Boruto, but in Kishimoto's writing. And I love Naruto. That's one of the backbones of my channel is Naruto What Ifs, but still. Point being, adult Naruto has access to all his Rasengan abilities, wind release ability, and all those release abilities, Nine-Tails Chakra Mode, and Baryon Mode, with their two chakras collide, and the resulting collision creates a new energy that basically could siphon off someone's lifespan and just royally mess up Ishiki. Like, he was bitch smacking that man around. Naruto's not infallible, but he is very powerful. Naruto can also move, definitely at light speeds. Like, we know that for a fact. Physically, he's not, like, that much stronger than, like, the average person who works out for his age. But, I mean, enhancing his abilities with chakra is a boon. And then Pernida Parnkgjas. Now, as I said, he is actually, as you can see, a giant sentient hand. He is the left hand of the Soul King, who is the creator deity of the entirety of the Bleach universe. The Bleach universe, so we understand, started as one universe, and then hell was there too. Hell existed alongside it. But there was one universe, one world, and there was no life, there was no death, there was just constant stagnation and rebirth. Death and rebirth, it was just constantly back and forth. You did not die. You just came back there. That's what happened. And Soul King came, kept things in balance for a while, but then eventually people said, this isn't working, and they betrayed him, and through that betrayal, the three universes were made. His body was made the linchpin to keep those universes in check. The Bleach multiverse was born, more or less. Now, his body parts all held separate individual abilities. We don't know if his legs did anything. I would not be shocked if they did. But his left hand is the hand of progress. It is, like I said, I believe he's the left. I want to be sure about it, because I always actually thought he was the right hand. Pernida. Pernida is Quincy. Pernida is always Quincy. Let's see here. Pernida. Yeah, he's the left arm. Yeah, I was looking at that right. Point being, as the left hand, he's the left hand that governs progress, evolution. Now, his main ability is an ability he actually carries with him the whole through and through. That it's called the compulsory. This allows him to shoot his nerves out towards an opponent, and if the nerves hit the opponent, they are immediately going to get in there and start to manipulate and control that opponent and aspects of their body. It controls the entire body, honestly, to the point where you can grind someone into a meatball, a bloody puddle. Now, you can offset this by either restructuring the nerves of your arm, like Mayuri did in light speed time, rip off a body part like Yoruichi or Kenpachi did, or just have an ability that can hurt the nerves, because they are still raw nerves. They are still able to be hurt and damaged. Electricity, fire, anything that would burn or hurt a nerve will still hurt these things. But this isn't actually what Pernida's real ability. I mean, it's an ability Pernida has, but it's not what Pernida's real ability is. Because Pernida's ability is to evolve and progress. Because anything those nerves hit aren't just being manipulated. The information of whatever was hit is taken into Pernida so it can grow stronger and learn. When it hit Kenpachi, its strength and its adapted his speech patterns. Its strength grew to a near level of Kenpachi's. It hit Pernida, or it hit Mayuri. Yeah, Mayuri was able to survive to a certain degree, but he also was still able to gain his cadence and his way of speaking. Not to mention, Pernida has an insane regenerative capability. Beyond that, too, Pernida can literally tear pieces of its body off and create new versions of itself from it. It can literally be like an army of Pernidas that all have the same ability. It's a very unique character in Bleach. And like any Quincy, he's also capable of fighting Reishi arrows as well. Now, in a fight between these two, Naruto's already got a problem. If any nerve hits him, he is cooked. Just cooked. because we're already dealing with characters who move at well beyond light speeds in Bleach to begin with. Shimpo is already light speed, more or less. And then once you get to higher levels of captain, like now you're moving well beyond light speed. And Pernida is capable of tagging someone as fast as Mayuri, who isn't like an expert at Shimpo by any stretch of means, but he's good enough at it. And he nearly killed Kenpachi. Mind you, it's Kenpachi with his eye patch off, or eye patch on, who wasn't prepared for this opponent. It's arguable that with his Reishi just full on display, the Reishi alone would just negate the nerves. But that's a different argument entirely for a different video entirely. So and the nerves can move insanely fast. So Naruto's already got to be on the back end. He can't even get close to Pernida because close range combat is suicide with Pernida, honestly. So unfortunately, he's going to have to go more with, say, using Kurama for like a long range effect, probably chakra cloaking and Kurama's avatar, so that way the energy isn't able to be is able to guard him at least to a certain degree. But then comes the next problem. Putting Pernida down completely, because unless you're able to completely incinerate this thing or have an ability that counteracts this thing's regeneration like Mayuri did, you're not going to be able to put Pernida down with conventional methods. So even a tail beast bomb, as strong as it is not going to be able to put this thing down, because this is a part of a multiversal level being. It on its own is probably close to a dimensional level individual / universal level individual. So you get an individual. So that's not to say the tail beast bomb might not hurt him. It could. I just don't see being enough to wipe this thing out. Plus, it also can move fast when it wants to. So in a battle of attrition, Pernida has a lot more edges on Naruto than Naruto has on him. Even if Naruto said, screw it, went into Baryon mode and tried to throw hands, no pun intended, with this thing, and actually did get hits, this thing is part of a god. Its lifespan can't really be measured in the conventional sense. So even Baryon mode's not really a good counter for this thing. Naruto's long-range techniques are the best way to keep this thing at bay, but that's really all this would be at bay until eventually he gets hit by the nerves and just gets turned into a meat puddle. Even Kurama, it wouldn't be safe from this thing, because even though he's just a massive chakra, he still has a physical form that does have flesh and blood to it. So even he'd be in trouble. Yeah, unfortunately, the Naruto verse, while strong, of the shonen worlds, it's the second strongest, at least the big three. Of the big three, it's the second strongest. Bleach, unfortunately, from a scaling standpoint, does just scale higher. If there's any other shonen series that he's even remotely comparable on that level, definitely not Demon Slayer, definitely not JJK, definitely not My Hero. Fairy Tail's a weird one. Not Fairy Tail. The Fairy Tail, not really. Black Clover is a weird one. I'm not certain where I would put that on a scaling pedestal. But either way, yeah, unfortunately, Naruto kind of getting cooked in this fight a bit. Unless he has some freaking truth seeker orbs. You know what? Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's give Naruto every advantage we can in this fight. We know the truth seeker orbs can destroy spiritual beings. We know that. And let's say he does use them. Would it be enough? Would it be enough to put Pernida down? Probably not still. Because from a level of power perspective, Pernida still outmatches him. He's just still scales higher in a power hierarchy than Naruto does. Now, that's to say that if Truth Seeker Guards might not. In fact, if anything, they'd probably be a big nuisance because they'd probably be blowing chunks off of them. Without Naruto realizing that by doing that, he's giving Pernida more of an army to go, just go after Naruto. So, yes, it might help Naruto a little bit, but in the long run, it just wouldn't be enough. Yeah, so that's and even then, that's assuming he can even hurt Pernida, because Pernida's power, frankly, I think is just higher. Anyway, that's my thoughts, though. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Later.